Alright, this is the daily chart of AAPL. In this video, I want to explain the importance of Apple as one of the greatest market. It's an important market indicator, and I'm just going to explain quickly why. And I'm going to be talking about the spiders and also BlackBerry and how Apple doing well can actually benefit BlackBerry. As you can clearly see that Apple is the strongest, even though BlackBerry has had a run on the short-term time frame. There's some negative, it's much weaker. So imagine if something like Apple that makes a ton of money happens to go down. That'd be probably very bearish for the market and overall market and for a lot of stocks. So let's take a look at the SPY here, SPY, and let me explain quickly here. And so here's the spiders. So as you can see here, exponential moving average low of 18. If we look at the S&P, how it's tracked above it, and today, as you can see, it was very strongly, it sold below this, and it hasn't done that in a long time. So that's negative. But what's positive is that Apple, as you can see, it held above it, considering that the market was very negative and the volume wasn't as strong as this update here compared to the way the spider was. Okay, and now BlackBerry, BBRY. So here you can see that BlackBerry has also gone a couple of days below this 18 period moving average. So if you look at so that's a little bit stronger than the market, but not much in general, SPY. So just imagine here's the spiders taking a big dump below this moving average, but Apple is holding up. And let's go look at my my profile page, and you can see I made a note here. So if you go scroll down, July the 30th, I talked about the BlackBerry update, the new buy point important. Now, another point I want to make, how it's important to wait for buy signals. So I'm going to click on this, and now I'm going to click on this chart as well. So here's this chart. It says BBRY needs to clear 10 again on heavy volume at this point as a new entry signal, and 20 million shares an example in the first 3 minutes. So we needed a lot of volume. Well, today, now this is yesterday's chart, but basically this chart, I explained that how we were closing below the blue line in BlackBerry is negative. So at the same time, since I've sold at the 11/19th area, which is around this day over here, the stock has simply, not been able to really create any buy signals. As you can see, it keeps tracking the trigger up line, and this is this 2-hour chart. So let me go back on. Let's go back to the chart here. This is Apple. Let's go back to BlackBerry, BBRY, and let me show you another important thing here. So here I'm going to put a 2-hour chart up. And as you can see, this particular blue line, the low of 80, as you can see, we closed several days before the big drop. And then this candle here is also negative. Most likely, odds favor this to want to test that 871 based on the way they spiked this down on the 2 hours. Now, if you look at Apple, APL, you can see that it has a much better recovery. There was no spikes. It popped, and then they came and they held this blue line, where, as you can see, BlackBerry has not. BBRY has not. On the 2-hour chart is below. And then you take the SPY, and you can see how the SPY has cracked through this blue line. So as you can see, the strength of Apple is immense. So here's my point here. If Apple was to bring up the chart, let's go back to the daily chart. If Apple was to not hold key numbers, I would say about 91 to 92 area. It needs to, if the market was so negative, if this was to crack and hold below those levels in Apple, a lot of people are going to feel pain in a lot of stocks. I mean, Apple has incredible earnings. And let me prove a point here. Another important point I want to make. So here's the earnings here. This day, if you look at earnings, the stock has been going up a lot since earnings, right? And if we take a look at BlackBerry, BBRY, this was the earnings day. As you can see, the stock has almost lost all its gains from its earnings. So you can see that Apple going going down does not help BlackBerry one bit. In fact, Apple going up would actually help BlackBerry, and the odds are that the market will go up later on. I mean, this is just another pullback, and we'll go higher again, AAPL, unless, of course, Apple starts failing. So the first failure point, of course, is we need to really hold above 95, and failure to hold 95 could test the 92 area, and it's a matter of how it happens between the 92 and the 88. We don't want, well, I don't expect it to crack that low. And again, I can place the 4-hour chart, and this is really, really strong still. Nothing's been, nothing negative really is happening here. It's a battle between 2 points. Will they take out the 100 first, or will the 93 area be taken out? And I mean, if you take a look at BBRY's 4-hour chart, you can see that it's already cracked below the 4-hour. So as you can see on a lot of time frames, I'm just demonstrating why these markets, why Apple's important and how it's not helping. I mean, look at BlackBerry, it's below the blue line. Okay, and if we put the spiders, the same thing, right below. And then look at Apple, AAPL. It's a lot stronger, right? And this is just a statistical fact here, and of what I look at to show you as an opinion. So Apple cracks below 93 based on the 4-hour chart and holds below that. I think a whole bunch of stocks would be in pain. But most people that got long in this area, if I would actually exit my long-term position if Apple has a hard time staying above 93, but that hasn't happened yet. Thanks for listening. Like the video.